This is Bob Sansevere. I'm here with Kelsey Smith, Twins beat writer, and Mike Bass, sports editor of the Pioneer Press. Kelsey, one of the things that people are going to be watching from the start of the season is what do they do with their rotation in the outfield. They've got four pretty good ones, and there's really not, is there an odd man out, or is Gardy going to work to get all four of these guys worked in, or do you throw a fifth one in with Jason Kubel so that it becomes the DH and the three outfield spots?
I don't think you see Kubel in the outfield much, and that's just because they have kind of a logjam there.
But you see him on the bench much with one of the other guys being a DH.
Maybe against lefties. Maybe Kubel, Gardenhire has traditionally not liked Kubel against lefties, and his numbers, Kubel's numbers show why. And Delman Young did hit lefties well last year. So if he wanted to bench Kubel one day, he could, against a lefty, he could put Delman in the DH spot and put Denard in left. It will be interesting to see what Denard can do. He hasn't had a very good spring training, and from what I hear, I haven't been down there in a while, he's taken some pretty ugly strikeouts a la Carlos Gomez of last year, and Gomez is actually working some counts and getting some walks. So Denard needs to make sure he doesn't find his way into that bad second year and kind of go back to the more free-swinging nature that he had in the minor leagues.
Who's the most likely one to get the most playing time of the four? Kadire?
Yeah, Kadire, I think you see in the lineup every day. And at the beginning of spring training and into the several weeks into spring training, I still would have said Kadire and Denard, that Denard will be the leadoff guy. And I think that that's how the season will start, that you'll see Denard in the leadoff spot every day, no matter where he's playing in the field.
When you got a little bit of a wild card like a Delman Young, you've covered other teams, and have you seen that to be a problem when you got four guys for three positions? That it's one of the things he really has to watch every day.
Yeah, that's the sign of a manager, and sometimes they can only do so much. It depends on the personalities they have, and that's the X factor with Delman Young. Is he going to be happy if he's not out there every day? There's a past where he hasn't been, and so can he do it? He's a different personality than the Twins are used to. Can Gardenhire control him? Do they want, does he just sort of let him play? Do they decide, hey, these other guys are more, the Twins type of players, and eventually do they try to find a way to get to trade Delman for somebody else?
Well, we all know, too, that spring training isn't representative necessarily of how the season will go, but he's had the best spring training. He's been hitting the ball all over the field, and he's been hitting it out of the field, and he's been the best offensive player of those four so far.
They've always had a good clubhouse, the Twins, and I don't think he's been a disruption to it. Certainly not like some other guys could be, but it's just that his personality sort of projects more of that he's a little tougher to deal with than he actually is.
Delman, I think, wants to be left alone. He's made it clear the kind of character that he wants to portray himself as through us anyway, and that's really all that we can only take what he gives us.
Well, I want to thank both of you, Kelsey, Mike. This is Bob Sansevere. We'll talk to you again soon.